What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Erasure. Going back to their 1994 album, I Say. Once again, shout out to Philip, shout out to Han Solo, shout out to Seb, shout out to all the people who are here for Erasure and who have enabled me to go beyond the 5 albums that I currently have in physical form. And indeed, we're going to listen to the next track, which is called Run to the Sun. I'm intrigued. It's a title that suggests a lot of energy and power, which is to say running is the sort of fastest form of kinetic motion of which an unaided human being is capable. And then the sun is, at least in our local solar system, the most powerful and energetic entity that exists of, a level and a scope and a scale, beyond like normal human comprehension. Sure, if you study stellar astronomy and you study cosmology and so on, I think ultimately you can come to an appreciation, but still we're talking about phenomena like well beyond our daily human existence. So when I see the phrase run to the sun, like, number one, it rhymes, it has a nice symmetrical simplicity to it. But it does make me think about things that are very energetic. Humans moving toward something that is, way more energetic than all humans together could ever be. So yeah, it suggests to me, just in terms of a simple sonic atmosphere, a more energetic or perhaps up-tempo tune. And again, thinking about where we were with chorus and, the little bit that I've heard, I think this is only like the 3rd tune that I've done from I Say, so still limited experience with this album, but given what we've heard with chorus and given where it feels like this album is going, I expect it to have a danceable sort of feel, perhaps not so much heavy and moody, but we'll see. Again, my subjective assessment or even just feeling about the title is no necessary indicator of what Vince and Andy may do, but ultimately, yeah, that would be my inclination, to think that it'll be a bit more up-tempo and a tune that'll maybe have some dance and drive to it. Again, if you're running to something, there's drive, there's energy, there's sort of focus, so perhaps it'll have that feel, but let's find out. This is Erasure. The tune is Run to the Sun, and it's from their 1994 album I Say. Oh. It just feels like trance. Let's go. Electricity is the key word. That element in the instrumental interlude has a real attitude to it. It's a real got some snark to it. Annoying when it does that. I know it ain't easy to see the truth, so what was it? So something run to the sun? virus working its way down. That one layer that I said is snarky, it feels the most dance music-esque. Everything else is kind of synth poppy, but that's like, feels like trance. My tears are starting to show. I don't know, it's like maybe alters what I was thinking, which again was already going to be an incomplete picture, but that felt like a little bit different than what I was sort of coming to think the song was saying. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what's happening, and you know, maybe if you run to the sun, like it obscures the fact that you're crying because you know it's so bright. I'm not sure. That last line sort of changed what I was thinking. Either way, sonically, I love that. It's, you know, again, it has that like fast, energetic synth pop sound, which in a way like makes me think of chorus. But again, there was that one layer that I was saying had a sort of snarky attitude to it. That felt very dance music. Again, this is '94 now. All things considered, it's still early for the type of trance and techno that I would come to love. Although it has begun. Like, you know, the tunes that I'm very much into, that those flavors by 93, 94 are going, and then I think by 95, 96, and 97 especially, they become a bit more crystallized and a bit more developed. But yeah, by 94, you know, trance and techno, as I know them, are very much beginning to be a thing. So it's interesting because that one layer very much gave me like a trance sort of dance floor kind of feel, even if the rest of it was kind of the Erasure synth pop I know, if a bit more in the 90s flavor than the 80s style. Regardless, a really cool tune. Do let me know what you think. Looking forward to the rest of the album. It's interesting. The more I go into this, I imagine there will be more people who enjoy their material, but like, you know, perhaps have listened to some albums more than others, and sort of it'll be interesting to sort of go through some tunes, including those that maybe they haven't listened to as much. And the reason I say that is, you know, it happened when I went through Duran's like larger studio album catalog. To a certain extent, it happened with Depeche Mode. Still have a lot of studio stuff to go through with them, but yeah, it won't surprise me if there are people who like, you know, they follow. Oh, and Aha would be another great example. In fact, recently there's been people saying that, you know, some of the albums that I'm going through now, which is like the early 2000s, they haven't listened to as much, and there's been some people who have been pleasantly surprised. So I am curious if that's going to happen with Erasure. So do let me know what you think of this song in particular. I will see you next time. Peace.